right, guys, here's what we're making today. The Arsia by Color Threads. It's the Arsia Crossbody bag. I think I'm saying the name of it right. But here it is. This is vinyl on the side, faux leather. This is water resistant canvas, and I did use all Luxe Fuse for my interfacing. This has Luxe, you'll see as you go through, all Luxe Fuse throughout. A two-tone strap, crossbody adjustable. There's a huge slip pocket here with a magnetic snap. A zipper pocket here, good size. And then a top zipper closure. And then I have everything I carry every day in it. You have another slip pocket here, a coin zipper pocket, 8 credit card slots, and another zipper pocket and 2 more slip pockets. So I got Tony's phone. I could just put his phone right there. Not that I would ever carry his phone, but you never know. The Arsia by Color Threads. Go get the pattern and let's get started. I love it. Hi everyone, this is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs, and I'm getting ready to do the Arsia Crossbody by Color Threads. It's been out for a while, I just have never done it. And it looks like a cute little crossbody, kind of a schmedium, probably on the small side compared to the medium side, but Color Threads patterns are wonderful. Like, she has great directions. So let's go over the pieces. Here's what it looks like. You're going to see the finished product before this segment. She gives you pattern pieces for all the stabilizers, and she labels them S. So this is S1, the front stabilizer. It's on the fold. S2 is the back top stabilizer, cut on the fold. And I'm using, instead of Decaville Light, I'm using Luxe Fuse. I've become a fan of Luxe Fuse, so that's what I'm doing. S3 is the back pocket stabilizer, cut on the fold. The S4 is the Gusset stabilizer. There's 2 of those. S5 is the strap connector stabilizer. It's a small little piece. S6 is the card slot stabilizer. There are 4 of those. I wasn't going to do the card slots, and then I thought, no, let's be true to the pattern today. Let's do it. And then S7 is the card slot woven interfacing. Now, I did do Luxe Fuse. I may regret that, so I may have to go get some woven. I'll see how thick it is. Okay. And then I'm doing the two-tone strap. So I'm using these 2 fabrics. This is water-resistant canvas from your vinyl source, and this is faux leather from Wonder Crown. So it's these 2. They're not a perfect match, but I think when I get them together, it's going to look really good. So we'll see. So those are the 2 straps. You don't have to do the two-tone. You could certainly do the just a regular strap. This is the accent piece for the interior slip pocket. So I have that. And then piece A is the front panel and the lining panel. This is what I'm doing. So these are cut on the fold. The water-resistant canvas. Isn't it pretty? I just love it. All right, that's piece A. Piece B is the zipper overlay for the back. And so that I did out of the faux leather. Piece C is the back panel top. I did out of the faux leather. Piece D is the back panel exterior, and I did it out of the water resistant on the fold. Piece E, let's see, E is the gusset. So 2 lining and 2 exterior. Piece F is the strap connector. I think I'll put my interfacing with that. Okay, so that's E. G is, there's one zipper end. And I'm going to trim this up a little, or I'm going to use a zipper end hardware piece. I haven't decided that yet. Piece H is the front pocket lining. Piece I is the back pocket lining. Piece J is the interior zipper pocket lining. Piece K is the interior slip pocket out of the water resistance. And you'll see that when when the pieces are, the pattern pieces are square or rectangle, no curves or anything, I don't cut the entire piece out. I just, especially because most of the designers now are putting the dimensions on the pattern piece, which I love. The card slot piece is a long piece, and I just did that out of the water resistant canvas. The coin zip pocket, M, water resistant canvas. Piece N is the lining center back panel, water resistant canvas. And piece O is the lining center bottom panel, water resistant. And then piece P is the lining side panel A and B. And those are mirrored pieces. So just make sure that when you're cutting these out, let me show you, that you cut them out mirrored. So just like this. See the curve on the bottom? Yep. Curve on the bottom, cut those out mirrored. All right, so that's all the pieces. It seems like a lot of pieces, but I would say a good third of them are the stabilizer pieces. So, and then I am using some antique gold hardware, and this is my zipper tape. It goes pretty well, actually. So antique gold, number 5, zipper tape. I have some rivets, antique gold rivets. I have 2 swivel clasp, 3/4 inch swivel clasp, 2 D-rings, 3/4 inch, a 3/4 inch wide slide adjuster, and then I have 4 zipper pulls. And that's all the hardware. I do need a magnetic snap as well, so I'll grab that. I think she calls for a 14 millimeter, but I don't have a 14 millimeter antique gold, so I'll just use the 18. So let's get started. All right, so I've done quite a bit of prep on both of my straps pieces. This is a 2-tone strap. I divided it down the middle and put a piece of double-sided tape down the middle on both of them. And then I'll be putting those together. On my strap accent piece, I just put some double-sided tape. And then on my zipper overlay, I also put some double-sided tape. So let's do the D-ring connectors. And I'm using some gorgeous thread. I don't know what she calls it, but it's the new thread from Gusset. It's gorgeous, and I'm using an 18 gauge needle. It's Tech 70. Tech 70. All right, I prepped everything but this little piece. I did put my stabilizer down the middle. Now I'm just going to add the double-sided tape. And this is actually 2. We'll just cut it in half. Fold it into the center. And then we'll sew down each side and then cut it in half. All right, let's divide this in half. See how I like my new tape on the desk here. And then I'm just going to sew across the bottom just to keep them in place. Just so they don't wiggle around on me. All right, so there we have our 2 D-rings. Beautiful. All right, next I'm going to do my strap. So I am going to fold both of these pieces in on themselves. Oh dear. Okay. I'm using some tape from Sailrite that I've had for a while. I'm trying to use it up because it doesn't tear. I know it's a minor little thing, but so this will end up being, this piece will end up being 1/2 inch. And then the outside, the faux leather piece will be 3/4 inch. There will be no raw edges, which is nice. So this is time consuming, so I will do this on fast forward. I'm folding both of these pieces into the center, and then I'll come back and we'll put them together. All right, that was quite tedious, so I think it'll be worth it. This piece is about 3 inches longer than my crossbody strap piece. So what I did was mark on each end where to start, because this will be folded over so there isn't any raw edge. So I'm putting both raw sides together, and I have tape down the middle. Let's see. The idea of these two-tone straps is great. They do take quite a bit longer to make. Now, like I said, is it worth it? I think so. So I'm just going to connect those, then I'm going to sew down each side. Okay. All right, now we're gonna leave this up because once we do this, she only wants you to have about, where's my, you don't know where my ruler went, so I'll just have to use this. An inch on each side. So I'm just going to trim that off. An inch on each side. This won't be seen because it'll be underneath. Okay. All right. I love it. Let's see. So leave that up. You are going to stitch it, but you want to leave it up for now. I know, it feels weird, doesn't it? All right, so I have a little bit of exposed double-sided tape, so I'm going to put another tiny piece there just to keep it down while I put all this together. On both sides. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to put the up and over. And then she has you do in a box. I'm gonna use 2 rivets. I'm terrible at making boxes, so I'm just gonna use 2 rivets. Right in the center. One. And 2. Okay, so I'll go press those. All right, so there's what it looks like on that side and then on this side. I love it. Now, let's put our swivel clasp on. And then the other end up and through. You could probably get away with with my materials, you could probably get away with a regular slide adjuster. It's not particularly thick. So just make sure it's not twisted and that your swivel clasp is on the outside. And then we will attach our other swivel clasp and add 2 more rivets. All right, the other really nice thing about Power Thread Patterns is she tells you exactly for each section, she tells you what pieces you need. I love that. So this is my piece H, lining pockets. This is piece A, and this is the one with the stabilizer on it. And then she tells you to draw a box here. It's really hard for you to see probably. And then you need your overlay. So the first thing we're going to do is add our overlay on top of where that box we drew is. Mm-hmm. And I just realized, oh no, that's good. Okay. I thought I had my overlay too big, but I don't. Now we're going to stitch around the outside of that overlay. And I am going to pull these threads to the back. And I'll pull those and tie them off. I wouldn't do this. Number one, it's on outside overlay. Number two, it's contrasting thread. Otherwise, if it was matchy-matchy like black on black, I probably wouldn't do it. But I prefer not to have that when it's real contrasting. You can hardly even tell. I love it. All right, now we're gonna cut out our box here. Beautiful. All right, now let's do our zipper. So with one of your lining pieces right side up and your zipper right side up, we're gonna baste that in place. And then I'm gonna turn it and make it stay flat with just 1/8 of an inch stitch, so that when I go to put it in, it's nice and flat. Okay, we're going to repeat that on the other side. Right side up, zipper right side up. The one thing here you want to just make sure is that your sides of your zipper lining are matching. Okay. And we'll repeat the same thing, fold it flat. You could iron it, you could put double-sided tape. I just think this is easier. Unless you're not overdoing it on the double-sided tape. Some machines are sticky-wicky. This one doesn't, my fabricator doesn't mind it, but I always am checking it. Like right now, there's just a little sticky on there. So I'm going to grab some of my sewer's aid and put that on there. Really, really makes a difference. All right, now we're going to put that in there, and I'm going to add 2 more pieces of double-sided tape just outside where I'm going to sew. And then this pocket will be done. Okay, your zipper closing to the left. And we're going to add that as nice and even as we can. I just want to make sure that I have plenty on each side. Yeah. Okay, good. Get your zipper pull out of the way. Take your tape off the other side. And lay that in there nice and even. And then we'll sew around the interior box. All right, let's fold these down. You will have some excess, and that's okay. Okay. Okay, I trimmed mine pretty good. Now we're going to turn it right side up and sew around the sides and the bottom. Okay, then I'm going to burn the ends of my zipper tape. Just a little. Okay, there you have a nice pocket on the front. I love it. All right, next step. All right, for the next section, you need piece C, the back top panel, piece D, the back pocket panel, piece I, the back pocket lining, and your magnetic snap. And then she tells you where on the lining piece to put that. Oh, I think I might have put my hole in the wrong spot. No, I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. And because there's no interfacing on this piece, I am gonna use some Lux Fuse little scraps. I'm using 2 of them doubled. Because these are magnetic rivets and they are pretty thick. So I don't think it matters. Oh, she does tell you to put the male. Oh, I guessed right. Okay. So there's the male piece, and she tells you how far down centered. So let me go press that. All right, so take your back panel with the stabilizer on it and put those right sides together with your magnetic snap on top. And we're gonna stitch that together at the seam allowance in the bottom. turn those and top stitch. This water-resistant canvas from your vinyl source, it just sews beautifully. It really does. Okay, let's top stitch that. Now, if you are using materials that you could iron, you could certainly do that. This folds and presses pretty well. All right, so there you have it. There's your snap on the back there. Beautiful. Next step. Okay, take the back top panel. I know this is weird, but with this piece upside down. So here's the front, the back panel. Here's your lining piece. So this is what you want, the magnetic snap towards you. And we're gonna add the top back panel to the bottom here. Right sides together. And we're gonna stitch that with the seam allowance in the pattern, which is all right, then you're gonna turn that and top stitch on the lining piece with that seam going underneath your lining piece, not that top back panel. You learn something new every time you make a car threads pattern. I love the patterns, I really do. Okay. I just love this. All right, so now, let me find my long ruler, hold on. All right, so this is how your piece should be. Here's your back panel, it's kind of upside down. Here's the piece that we just added. And we're gonna draw a line, just like she tells you to in the pattern, down from that top edge. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, but I have a line drawn here. And then we're gonna bring the top of this piece up to that line and clip it together. Just like that. So now what you have is your back panel pocket, which is not, it's not extremely deep, but it doesn't need to be. I love it. Now I gotta figure out, I'm gonna take my time here for a second and figure out, I think I'll put my tag right here. So hold on. All right, so I put my tag there, and now I'm just gonna cover that up with a piece of Lux Fuse, scrap piece. And that piece will actually serve two purposes. This rivet cap doesn't really need a cover, but it'll serve two purposes. So there we have that. Now, I am gonna sew down these sides. Oh, she wants you to double check the size. Hold on. Where'd my, that it's a certain height. Oh my. That's perfect. Perfect. Now we're going to just base down the sides. Now, we do need to put our snap here on the inside. So I'm just going to You can use whatever is gonna mark for you. Yeah, neither of those are gonna do it. So this is not gonna be seen. So I'm gonna use a little Sharpie. And there's where my other part of my snap is gonna go. I love it. Where's my... Kind of hard to get there. Let me see. Okay. Now I do have some Lux Fuse there, but I'm going to add another piece doubled. These Rivet magnetic snaps are, they're long. They're not extremely long, but I don't like my magnetic snaps wobbling. So I'm just going to add another little piece there. Right there. And just make sure it snaps. Perfect. All right, let me go press that. All right, for this next piece, you need both your exterior gussets and your 2 lining gussets and your D-ring connector. We're first going to put our gusset pieces together and sew those together at the seam allowance in the pattern. And we're going to do the same thing on the lining pieces. I don't know if I mentioned it, but she gives excellent directions on installing all your stabilizer pieces. Very explicit, excellent directions. Okay, then we're going to fold those flat. And if you can iron them, do so. And then just sew on either side of that seam. Just to keep it flat. Okay, you can hardly even see that thread. This thread is beautiful. And repeat that with the outside piece, exterior. Okay, beautiful. All right, now on your gusset exteriors, mark your centers, and we're going to add our D-rings. She tells you to mark a line on the D-ring And we're gonna baste that in place with the D-ring going down. I know it feels weird, but it works beautifully. And just baste that in place on both ends. Don't overdo your basting. This is a kind of a soft vinyl, so you do not want to. My stabilizer's coming up. It's not adhering very well. That's okay. I'll just put a piece of tape there, and we'll make sure it stays. How about that? Okay, do it just on the ends. No idea why. No idea. Sometimes stapler doesn't stick very well. And I did not use my press. That's probably part of it. I just didn't use my iron. Probably would have been fine if I'd done my press. All right, next step. All right, so this next section, take your lining panel, piece A, your piece J, which is your interior zip pocket lining, piece K, your interior slip pocket, one slip pocket trim, your interior zipper, and a rivet or two. On piece J, measure up from one end and put your box exactly how she tells you. And then on your piece A, right sides together, we're going to measure up what she tells you to in the pattern. And I have mine centered. Where's my center mark? There it is. Okay. So just like that. And hold on, I'm going to go get something real quick. All right, I'm going to use these So Tight Originals. They're magnetic sewing pins because I don't want to put pins in here. I ordered some of these. I heard about them from Chris at Simply Classic. I don't remember how much they were. They weren't expensive to get 5. I got them on Amazon. No, I don't remember where I got them. I think I might have gotten them on Amazon. I'll look. But what they are is you just put this here and under here and it snaps and your piece doesn't go anywhere. I love it. I hate using pins, so this is perfect. So take your piece A with your box, measure up from the bottom of piece A, right sides together, and just make sure this is straight. It doesn't look straight, and then sew around your box. You get 5 of these. So Tight Originals magnetic sewing pins, a 5-pack. I think you have to be pretty careful because they're very strong. I'm going to decrease my stitch length around this box. Okay, so now you can take that off. Be very careful. It's very tight. I love these. That's the first time I've used it. Oh my gosh, worth every penny. You know, sometimes some tools just make life so much easier, and that did. Because I hate using pins. I always stick myself, and then I bleed all over everywhere. Okay, next. I was so excited about the magnets that I forgot exactly what I was doing. All right, we're just going to cut that box out, and then we will. This I'm gonna try and iron it. I think it will iron. This water resistant canvas. We'll see. Just cut your corners. Make sure you don't cut your threads. Okay. Pull that inside. I'll turn around and iron this. Hold on. All right, one thing that she does, Sandip does at Car Threads, is she has you mark on each side of your opening a certain distance. And that way, when you put your zipper on, you can put it on from the back. This is a great, I'm just trying, I gotta make sure my zipper's going the right way. Yeah. So then you can just add it right at that line. Let's just see how it does. You can't see my lines, but they are there. I used a sew line. Oh my gosh, this might be just absolutely perfect. She does this in one other pattern. I think she might do it in a lot of her patterns, but I just remember it from one other pattern that she has, and it worked beautifully. Now, if I can get my tape off, that would be awesome. Okay. And this is number 5 zipper tape, so just keep that in mind. And look how perfect that is. You don't have to mess with it. It's perfect. So from that box, measure up what she tells you to in the pattern and mark a line, something that will disappear, although it's covered by the zipper, so it doesn't really matter. Leave your zipper lining pockets open, and we're gonna just sew along that. I'm gonna backstitch, you won't be able to see this. I'll show you how this it turns out perfect. It turned out perfect the last time I did this. It's, you know, she's the only designer that I think does it this way that I recall. Let me show you how perfect it is. Look at that, how perfect that zipper is in there. Oh. All right, and then you're gonna bring that down. And we are going to use this pocket to finish the bag. I probably won't turn it through this pocket. I'll leave the bottom open. But now we are going to just sew down the sides. So let me explain this a little bit, because I've done it a lot for a very long time, but I don't know how often I explain it. So on these interior pockets, when you're going to leave the bottom open of the pocket so you can finish the bag through that, I just fold it up. So here's the front of the bag, and I fold it up about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, depends on the bag, and leave that. And then when I turn this, you get a nice edge. So when you're going to finish the bag, you get a very nice edge. So just like that. Actually, I'm going to trim this just a little. Yeah. If you trim it, it's not as much bulk in there, and then it turns a little bit better. Depends on the fabric. So there, I mean, you know, this doesn't want to stay, but it doesn't have to, really. Now when I'm ready to close that off, it'll be a nice edge. So that's all there is to it, just like that. That piece is done. Next step. All right, now we're gonna do our slip pocket. So on the longer edge, we're gonna fold those wrong sides together. Just like this. Okay. And now you're going to sew across all 4 edges. Yeah, the top folded edge where there's no raw edge, the raw edge is down here. And we're going to add our trim. So it's just a 1-inch piece that I put a line down the middle. And we're going to come up just shy of that line. And then we're going to fold that down and top stitch that trim in place. Okay. Increase my stitch length. Okay, now you have a nice trim on that slip pocket. Beautiful. All right, next step. All right, so take your zipper interior piece and we're going to add that slip pocket on top, matching the centers on the bottom. Okay, and we're going to sew that together. You are going to want to make sure this is out of the way. It's not going to get in the way here, but it will when we do the divider. So I'm just going to clip it out of the way. We're going to baste all the way around our slip pocket. Okay, and then you will trim off your corners of your slip pocket, and just easier to do it from the back so you can see what you're doing. Okay, now we're going to divide it down the middle. And you can do it any old way you'd like. If you don't want to do it, you know, down the middle, then do you. So I'm just going to do it down the middle. And I'm going to start on the bottom. Make sure your zipper pocket is up and out of the way. And I'm just coming up. She has you put a rivet there. I'm not going to do a rivet. I'm doing a line on either side, a stitching line on either side of my middle line. There we go. 2 lines of stitches, so now I have 2 pockets and my zipper pocket I didn't catch. All right, so that side is done. Nice big slip pockets, a nice zipper pocket. Love it. Next step. All right, so now we're doing our card slots. She gives you very explicit, and this is actually very easy for card slots. So this is the top up here. Measure down a certain distance, and then between each one of these is the same distance. Here, here, here. Okay? Put your interfacings there, all 4 down here, and then your larger one goes on the top. And then you're going to fold this down on top of that first one. Press. Fold it down again. Wrong sides together, press. Wrong sides together, press. Wrong sides together, press. And that's where we're going to stitch across. The thing you want to make sure is that your sides are nice and even. So top stitch 1/8 of an inch. And top stitch each one of those. So there's the one. Here's my next one. Just make sure nothing else is getting caught. Now we're going to fold these up. Oh my gosh, hold on a second, this is perfect. All right, so from your top, with that big piece of interfacing, measure down what she tells you to in the pattern, and then we're gonna fold that first line up. She calls it line A. I'll get some clips here. Again, make sure everything is nice and straight. And then we're gonna measure up so that it is just, and this is pretty typical, this isn't a big secret, 1/2 inch from that top line to bring your other one up to. Now, before I move on, I'm going to test my slots. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. All right, all the way down. Bring them up. All the way, and you can eyeball it if you feel comfortable. I'm just measuring this go around. And then one last all the way up to that line. And then highly suggest testing your card slots before you move on. Oh my gosh, they're perfect. Sand dip, they're perfect. So this piece should be a certain height. Let's measure it. Very, very close. Good enough. Okay, next step. All right, so now we're just gonna baste these sides closed at a very scant 1/8 inch. Just so everything stays where we want it to. And the same on this side. And I do like to come up from the bottom. It just keeps everything where it's supposed to be, and it's consistent. Not necessary, but it's just something I've learned over time. If you do it the same way on these card slots, come up, either up or down, they do better. All right, now we're gonna measure and divide these in two. Perfect. All right, let me get a little wider ruler. So this is just, okay. Now we're going to divide those card slots. And I think she tells you to do 2 rows, yeah. So an 1/8 on one side. And then down the other side, I'm just going to do 2 rows here. And an 1/8 from that first one. And you notice I backstitched over each card slot just to give it a little more durability. All right, let's test our slots again. Oh my gosh, they're perfect. Perfect. All right, next step. All right, so take your coin pocket lining piece and mark in the center. Draw a center line. This is the longer edge. And then 1/4 inch. You're making a zipper box. And then we're going to lay that on our card slots a certain distance down from the top. And I'm going to use my little sew tight again. Let's see how it does. Let me mark the center on this because I didn't do that. Let's see. And the center on your coin pocket. I've never done one of these little coin pockets on top of your card slot piece. Very interesting. All right, 1 inch down. Oops, 1 inch down. I just told you. That's all right. And center that. These are so tight. I love it. We'll see how it does through Decaville or the Luxe Fuse. Oh my gosh, it's not going anywhere. It's a beautiful thing. All right, now we're going to sew around our box. All right, we're going to sew around that box. Now, she only has you do the long edges. I'm going to do all the way around. I'm going to decrease my stitch length though. Okay, then we're going to cut that out like any other zipper. I mean, these sew tight magnets, I don't know what took me so long to find them. Be careful, evidently, because they're very, yeah, see, it's going to pinch your finger if you're not careful. Love it. Okay, let's cut that out. I'm going to use one of my X-Acto knives just to get it started. Then I can use my scissors. This is a little, she calls it the coin pocket. So it's not a big zipper pocket, which is fine, you know. Okay. And we're going to pull those to the back. And I'll turn around and iron those. All right, so we have our zipper opening. You're gonna turn it over and do the same thing we did with the other pocket. Measure a certain distance from your opening on each side. And we're gonna lay our pocket, let me see. Yeah. Going, let me see. Yeah. Zipper pocket opening to the left, and we're gonna lay our zipper right on those lines. Let's just see. Oh my gosh. And I made this zipper way too long, and that's okay. I don't know why I did that, actually. So your zipper is perfect. Now I just got to pull my zipper pull in there. I remember this now, and I when I did it the first time, I said, oh, I got to do that from now on, and I forgot. So now we're going to just sew around that lining, that opening. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to cut off my excess zipper tape because I kind of got wild and crazy with my length there. Okay, next step. All right, now lift your card slot pieces out of the way, and we're going to close off our pocket. It's a little bit of a challenge, but it's doable. It's probably because I used, in fact, I'm going to do part of it, and then I'll come back and finish it. It's easier to do it coming up than going down. Pull those sides together and pull your card slots out of the way. Doesn't have to be pretty, nobody's gonna see it. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Want to make sure that that pocket is closed up. Oh my goodness, look at that. So now you have a little tiny coin purse. It's not big, not meant to be big. All right, so there's your card slots and your coin purse. Take your lining piece, it's called the lining center back panel, and put that right sides together with your card slot piece. The card slots are down here, this is the top. And we're gonna sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. Now, lay this flat with your card slots down here, and we're gonna pull this up. Oh my gosh, just like that. And it'll naturally want to go where it's supposed to go. And then we're going to clip those together. I'll show you. So that's what you have from the front, and that's what you have from the back. There's that seam that we just did. You do want to make sure that it's pretty even. It looks pretty even to me. And we're going to just baste. Let me just verify that. Yeah, we're going to baste along these sides. Just to keep it in place. Because you created a little slip pocket, a zipper pocket, and your card slots. It's actually pretty darn amazing. Okay, now you're going to take your lining back panel bottom, which is this piece, and we're going to lay that here and sew that together with the seam allowance in the pattern. Let me just verify. I think it's the same seam allowance. Yeah. Yep. I keep falling off my my glass. Okay, now we're going to fold that down and top stitch. Yeah. Let me make sure. Yeah, put that seam that you just did towards the card slots, and we're going to top stitch on the card slots. Interesting. Eighth of an inch. Not much. Okay. I'm just going to test these bottom card slots again just to make sure. Oh yeah. Perfect. Okay. All right, next step. All right, now these mirrored pieces, we're adding to this piece on either side, and so the round piece is on the inside, and we're going to sew that together at the seam allowance in the pattern. And then we're going to turn and top stitch on the sides with the seam we created underneath there. Okay, and then I'm going to trim this nice and even on the bottom. Perfect. All right, so there is that side. You have, oh my gosh, this is so cute. You have a little slip pocket. You have a little coin pocket. It's not big, not meant to be. And then you have all your card slots. Let's just test them one last time. They're nice and snug. which I really like. They're not too tight, but they're snug. It's perfect. All right, next step. All right, so you have your gusset for your lining. You have your both pieces of your lining. And the one thing I don't think she mentions it, but I went ahead and just made sure because I cut this off that these two pieces are the same size, and they're exactly the same size. So those lining pieces and your gusset set aside. Take your exterior pieces and your exterior gusset and just make sure all your centers are marked on top and bottom. And we're going to attach the zipper pocket first. Doesn't matter probably. And bring that up to the top. And she does talk about having to clip your corners. We might have to. Probably do. That's all right. I'm just going to get it on there and see how we do. Okay, I'm gonna get some my little baskets or clips, and then let's clip our gusset. Half of what your seam allowance is. And then clip those together. Oh, man, those glitter clips from, no, I'm not going to say, but those glitter clips break all the time. They're not very sturdy at all. I don't know why they're so brittle. All right. Okay. All right, now let me just check my seam allowance and we'll sew that together. And the seam allowance. Okay, seam allowance. She talks about stapling it. At this point, I don't think it needs it for my fabric choices, but you'll have to decide that for yourself, whether you need that. Just go slow around your curves. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Now I am gonna, because this faux leather is so soft, I'm gonna do another row of stitches right next to the ones I just did, about an inch from the top. Sometimes with soft vinyls, it's a good idea to do this. It keeps the stitches from showing as much, if any. And always stop and start about an inch from the top. So you can splay those seams open. You don't have to, it's up to you. Let's see if that helps. Oh yeah. Gosh, let's look at this bag. It's gonna be so cute. This is gonna be my new bag. Oh my gosh, I love this fabric, Renata. This is from your vinyl source, this pattern. It's gorgeous. Okay. Alright, let me get the other piece, hold on. Alright, we're going to trim, except for that top inch or so, just about half the seam allowance. Just decreasing some of the bulk. She does talk about doing the second row of stitches in her pattern, so that's good. It's what a lot of people are doing anymore, and I don't do it all the time. It depends on the fabrics that I'm using. All right, now we're going to add our back and repeat those steps. All right, we're gonna do our main zipper. So I measured down an inch. I think she tells you 3/4. I just did an inch. I cut mine just a hair longer. Yeah. I already have my zipper pull on. Just gonna make sure that's pretty even. This one needs to come down just a little. Perfect. All right, and we're gonna baste those in place. Just a few stitches. Some people hand stitch these. I don't think that works. Doesn't work for me, but certainly could try it. You're just stitching on that side. These stitches won't be seen because you're doing it on the very side. Nope. There went a clip. It went over the edge. All right, and then we'll cut off the excess. and just burn those edges. And there you go. So just a few stitches on either side here is all it needs. All right. Now we're gonna mark each of our pieces. She tells you exactly. So the zipper one, you have a mark here and a little wider mark here on the right side. And on this piece with the card slots, you have the wider mark on this side and the narrower mark on this side. Okay. Now, we are going to start with this piece, the one with the zipper and the slip pockets. And we're going to put our zipper right side up with the zipper pull going to the left. So the zipper is right side up, and then we're going to taper it off at that mark over here. Okay. Get this out of the way. And then we're going to base that in place. Let me just check my seam allowance. Yeah, we're just basting it in place. Quarter of an inch. The key is when you get down to this mark over here, you want to start tapering it off. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right, now we're going to do the exact same thing with this other piece. Zipper is right side up. And you're going to taper it off when you get to that wider mark. Now I'm going to put a clip on the end here, just so my zipper doesn't come off. It's not the end of the world if it does. So before you do anything, just make sure you got it on there correctly. Yep. Okay. Now let's base this one on. And we're going to taper off at that wider mark. Beautiful. Let's just test it. Perfect. That's what you want. Okay. Next step. Okay, now we're going to attach our gusset. Oh my gosh, I have clips all over the place. We're going to bring that up to the top. And we probably will have to clip our corners here too, and that's okay. Yeah. I'm just pulling my zipper into the middle. Okay. Let's clip our gusset. And our gusset is the straight edge. So you always want to clip your straight edge when you're trying to push something into a corner. It's always the straight edge where you clip. So in this case, the gusset, not a lining piece. Okay. Let's sew all the way around the seam allowance in the pattern. And we'll leave our let me think whether I want to leave my opening to turn it here or on the other side. I think I want to leave it open here because this is where my zipper is. So we're going to leave a pretty good size opening on the bottom. I don't know where there's a purple piece of thread right there. That's funny. I'm just pulling with my Kellys. Probably not necessary for this, but okay, then I'm going to do my 90-degree turn. Okay. And then we'll start way down here. Really nice opening. And on the other side, we'll just sew all the way around. Now, I am going to trim this, except for the top inch, and then I'm not going to trim it where the opening is. Alright, let's add the gusset to the other side. Oh my gosh, I didn't mark my center on this side. That's a bad thing, board. It's alright. Okay, let's make sure you're not twisted. We're not. So I'll do this on fast forward. It's exactly the same, except for we're gonna go all the way around this time. We're not gonna leave an opening on this side. All right, so turn your lining right side out. Let me move this a little. And your exterior should be wrong side out. So I turned it right side out earlier just to see what it looks like. And now we're gonna put our card slots on what we are calling the front with the zipper. You can call it the back or the front, doesn't really matter. And we're gonna stuff this inside, right sides together. And then we're gonna clip it all the way around. And I probably will move over to Thor, my friend Thor. Oh, I did also double-sided tape down these side seams. I'm not gonna do the lining, I'll just splay them open on both sides. It's a lot of double-sided tape, and I worry about telling people too much double-sided tape because you never know their machine and how it handles it. You guys know your machines. Okay, so we're clipping these together, marking the centers. It's a beautiful thing. Stick your zipper way down in there. We don't want that tail to be caught in anything. And then do your corners again. All right, let me move over to Thor. All right, let's stitch Thor up. Not stitch Thor up, but let's stitch this bag up on Thor. Hold your threads. Let me grab them. Yeah, that's in my way. I got a D-ring in here. Just make sure it stays out of your seam. It's butter. It is butter. Okay, my D-ring's way over there. See how we did. The biggest thing I was making sure is I wasn't getting on my zipper teeth. All right, let's turn it right side out through our big hole in our lining. I'm going to put this in and I'll finish the bottom after I sew around the top. I like to do that just so I can make sure if there's any issues I can still get to the inside of the bag. I don't anticipate any with this, but you don't know. You know, you just never know. This is the cutest bag ever. Shandiff, I love this bag. Now, I think I'm only going to be able to clip on these sides, and on the rest of it, I'm going to have to just hold it because it's got my zipper. You could clip it if you wanted to. Use some big clips would work. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start over here. It's going to be less noticeable on this fabric than the leather. And I think I'll pull it to the back. Why not? It's a little thick here with the D-ring. Not for Thor, though. He doesn't care about that D-ring. Amazing. Okay. I'm going to pull those to the back. So I almost cut them off. Goof girl. You could. Okay. Let's pull those to the back. If I can find what I did with my stiletto. It's over here. There's one, and there's the other. Oh my gosh, that's just perfect. Perfect. All right, let's tie these off. And then we'll burn them so you won't be able to see them. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, guys. Let's see how it looks. Look at that. Now I have a ton of stuff to do here, so let me get everything ready. All right, so let's pull our zipper pocket out, and then let's pull the lining through the zipper pocket so we can close that up. Match your centers, which helps for your landmarks. And then we'll close the zipper pocket, add our zipper end, and attach our strap, and we'll be done. Beautiful. Push the lining back in there, and let's close up our zipper pocket. Hold your threads. I say that for myself, no one else. Okay, stuff that down in there. This would be a really cute bag to make out of leather. It would. Okay, I'm just gonna push all my lining down in there real good. Oh my goodness, guys. That is the cutest bag ever. All right, let me put my zipper end on. There's one. Let me get my little bowl to put my screw in, because if I don't, it'll be gone somewhere else. I haven't yet gotten a magnet to strengthen my thing yet, my screwdriver, but I intend to. Okay, let's do it. Now, let's first of all decide, is this too long? It is a little too long. So let's just cut it off maybe an inch. Yeah. Burn those ends and then fold them in. And then if it doesn't go in the way you want it, use your stiletto to kind of push it in to get it where you want it. And then once the zipper ends are in, you can just kind of, I think it's all the way in there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it just came off. Goofy girl. I pulled it off. I was doing so good too. That's all right. I'll do it again. Let me I had my, let me burn that end real good. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Now let's push it in there. All the way up. Beautiful. Get your little screw. It's really hard to see this. Let me pull you down so you can actually see what I'm doing here. There's the end of my zipper. And we're gonna put that in. Perfect. Perfect. Now you can tuck that down in. Let me grab my strap. It's right here. And I'll pull it up. Hi guys. This is cute. Very cute bag. Very cute bag. And I love the two-tone strap. It's worth the extra time, personally. You have a nice big zipper pocket here on the front, or the back, whatever you want to call it. And in the back, you have a huge slip pocket back here with a magnetic snap. And then on the inside, you have, on this side, you have a slip pocket, a small coin zipper pocket. It's not big, not intended to be big, just for coins, or maybe a key. And then you have 8, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 credit card slots right here. And on this side, you have another zipper pocket and 2 slip pockets. Tons of pockets. I love it. Now, with these kind of bags, you can either leave this hanging out, or if you're gonna be gone for a while, just push it back in there. It doesn't matter to me which one it is, really. When I carry a bag like this, it doesn't matter to me. There it is. The Arsia, let's see, let me make sure I'm calling it the right thing. Arsia Crossbody bag by Cower Threads. Shandip did it again. It's absolutely the most adorable bag. Let me go grab all the stuff I carry every day, and you'll see there's plenty of room, so hold on. All right, here it is. Fully loaded with everything I carry. And there's room. So let me pull it down so you can see what I got in here. I have Tony's phone here on this side. Perfect fit. And then on the inside, I have my sunglass case, my purse pal, my Jordan pouch, my little mints, sanitizer, sanitizer. Oh, there's something on there. Sorry. Sanitizer and some lotion. And there's plenty more room. Plenty. So I'm just going to put it all back in there so you can see it fully loaded. Oh my gosh. Money bag. You want one? Let me know. All right, so there it is. If you open it up, you can see there's still plenty of room. Plus, I haven't even used the credit card slots, the coin, the slip pocket, or my inside zipper yet. I love it. The Arsia by Cow Threads. There it is. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment, and feel free to share. Thanks.